Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. And welcome to the online form training that is hosted by Pro Bono Net Cali in partnership with Ohio State Legal Services and funded through Legal Services Corporation. And also done in partnership with Capstone Practice. I am Claudia Johnson and I'm at Pro Bono Net. I'm the program manager for LHI. And this is the first meeting of an 8-week course that will end on November 15th. And today we're going to give you an overview of the course and kind of share some of the very basics on online forms and document assembly through Law Help Interactive using both Hot Docs and A2J Author. And so we will go round robin and introduce ourselves. Jessica, do you want to go next?
Sure. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So welcome everyone. I am Jessica Frank. I'm A2J Author's project manager, and I have been doing A2J Author trainings and community support, developer support for 10 years. You will hear more from me starting on week 3 when A2J Author stuff kicks off. And then I will come in on the last 2 weeks to finish up the A2J Author document assembly part and the more advanced parts of A2J Author. But if you have any questions, I've done some Hot Docs development. I've been around for 10 years. And so feel free to reach out to me. My email is jessica@cali.org. And I'm on the emails that Claudia has been sending around. So feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.
Mark or Bart?
Yeah. Hello, guys. This is Mark Lauritsen. I am a lawyer in Massachusetts. I mostly spend my time these days dealing with software and moonlighting as a law professor at Suffolk Law School in Boston. I began life as a legal aid lawyer, and I've been actively involved with document automation and Law Help Interactive specifically for nigh on 20 years. Bart?
This is Bart Earl. I am Vice President at Capstone. I have worked with Hot Docs since the late 1990s when I was a practicing attorney. And I've also been involved in my capacity as a Capstone employee with Law Help Interactive since it first began 20 odd years ago.
Thank you all. And we are all coming from different parts of the country, and this is one of the reasons we love technology. I cut my teeth as a SCAN fellow in Philadelphia and practiced law both in Philadelphia and in the Bay Area, and was managing attorney at Bay Area Legal Aid. And then I fell in love with online forms and came to in 2008, 14 years ago, came and committed myself to making online forms a trusted technology that could be used to innovate and create remote workflows and asynchronous workflows, which we have done. And very excited working both with Callie, Jessica, and Mark Lords and Bart and I. We have trained probably a generation of developers like yourselves, and what we wanted to do now is go around, and all of you answered the question about your project, but wanted to hear maybe a minute or two. We have 7 of you in the call, so if we can take maybe 2 minutes for each of you to introduce yourselves and your group and like your vision of what you're trying to achieve in terms of using online forms, that would be great. So I can unmute all of you, and if you mute yourselves locally, that'll be great. And I'll just start by order. So like the first person that I see is Eric Miller. Some of you are self-muted, so I unmuted you, but you're self-muted. Okay. Eric, we don't hear you, so could we go to Eric?
Emily is unmuted.
Yeah, I've unmuted Eric Nickel. Okay.
See that Emily Miller is
Okay.
first
Okay,
on.
let's go with Emily.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, can you hear
Here we
me?
go.
Oh, who's that?
This is Emily. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, this is Emily Miller. I'm a staff attorney at Michigan Legal Help. Have sort of the self-help website for the state for folks who can't get an attorney. So we have information on a lot of different topic areas. We have already a library of, I should have got the number. I don't actually have the exact number of how many forms we already have, but we have quite a significant number of forms using Hot Docs and A2J Author. And so, you know, we have some more we're wanting to build, but a big part of me getting trained is really just to be able to, you know, maintain them and make changes as we need to adjust things going forward.
Okay, thank you, Emily. We love our partnership with your program and look forward to working closer with you. So
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, so Emily Miller?
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay, sorry. So Eric Nickel, I have
Yes.
tried. Okay, are you unmuted?
I'm
Okay.
unmuted now. We're good.
Yay.
Sorry, it was back and forth there. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. The joys of technology. So my name is Eric Nickel. I'm an attorney with Legal Aid Services of Oklahoma. I'm based in Tulsa. And just like Emily, our program has a large quantity of forms that have already been created, but just that standard upkeep needs to happen, and new things happen all the time. So I want to be in the loop and able to pivot when we need to. Fingers crossed, develop my own without problems.
Excellent. Thank you. And Eric Nickel?
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Sorry. Erica Felpel or Felpel. I don't know how you pronounce your last name.
Hope you had it right the first time, Felpel. I
Felpel,
work for
okay.
I work for Legal Aid of Southeastern Pennsylvania. And we're just trying to create hot docs so we can have an easier form for clients to use when interacting with them.
Excellent. Thank you. Jennifer?
It looks like Jennifer is having audio issues. She said she couldn't hear anything, so. Jessica,
Okay. I wonder if we can send her the phone number. I'll send her the phone number in a little bit. Okay. Or if one of you can type it in. Kathy Blair?
she's muted, self-muted.
Jennifer
Hi,
said she
this is
can.
Jennifer. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about my technical difficulties. So I work with Erica at Legal Aid of Southeastern Pennsylvania, and we're on
Nice.
the pro bono team, and we're just trying to, like she said, learn more about hot docs and other ways that we can have automated forms for pro bono clients.
Okay. Thank you. And I love it when we have two people from the same program, because then you can become like a little mini cohort. So thanks for joining us. Natania Pope? Is she muted?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, no, that's good.
So my name is Natanya. I actually have some experience with automated documents. I worked at Illinois Legal Aid Online as a
Ah,
developer for a while, and then also in law school. I went to Chicago, Kent, and
yay.
so I have some experience with A to J. But right now, what I'm doing, I'm an attorney, and I just finished working at Legal Aid Chicago. But I have my own nonprofit where I am setting up a neighborhood-based legal clinic, and I wanted to explore ways that on this small scale that we can make the forms that are not available right now in Illinois conducive to a very small format like that. So I'm really excited to kind of brush up on some of the things that I haven't really used in a while, but also to learn more.
Excellent. Thank you. Welcome. And Nicholas Larkin.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
My name is Nick Larkin. I'm with Kansas Legal Services. I'm a new attorney. This is my first year. I want to be part of this program so that I can just gain a knowledge of these different programs. Right now, I am a part of a statewide expungement program, so I kind of want to use these forms to create automated expungement petitions and orders and all that kind of things, while at the same time kind of being a service or an aid to my other fellow lawyers in my office with this programs. So
Thank you. Welcome. Look forward to connecting with you later on. So just a little bit about LHI. I'm showing
Katie,
here this.
Claudia, you
Uh-huh.
skipped Katie Blair.
Oh, Katie, I'm sorry. Are you mute? I don't. Okay.
She was momentarily green, so I think she can.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Hi.
Yay. So
My name's Katie Blair. I am working with Eric Nickel out of Legal Aid Services of Oklahoma. I'm one of our data managers, our assistant data manager, and so I'm just here to kind of help organize this process and hopefully make it go smoothly for Eric.
great. Thank you. Welcome. So just a brief kind of showing you where you guys can get started. And what I want to do is maybe 2-3 weeks in, I will email everyone and see if we can set up a quick time to talk about your project, your vision, and see, you know, how you want to go forward. But for right now, I just wanted to show you where you can find in this Get Started page here. You can find pretty much a very quick overview about Law Help Interactive. We are the largest document assembly platform in the United States. And just so that you have a sense, which is a statistic that blew my mind, every hour, okay, the majority of our users we don't require people to give us an email or create an account to use LHI. The forms are free to the end users, and the majority of our users, about 70% of them, are anonymous users. Every hour we have 35 self-helpers creating accounts, and in 2021 we supported over 313,000 new accounts in LHI. So, you know, that just gives you a sense of the volume. I don't remember how many billion visitors we've had, but in 2021, we did 1.1 million document packages. And because with the forms, you don't create just one form, you can create a full set of packages, including things like instructions or diagrams that will help the person understand what to do next or what the process is going to be, etc. So it goes beyond just the forms. So we had 47 states produce documents in 2021, which is very encouraging because we were at 45 states, and our collection ebbs and flows. I would say that we are around 5,200 online forms that you will get access to in what we call the developer portal, which is on the back end of LHI. Once I'm holding on approving all the developer accounts until maybe after this call, because I wanted all of you to have an overview. So in the developer portal, you'll be able to see all the templates that have been created. You'll be able to download them, and then we have materials and trainings that you can use to learn how to review these documents if you want to adopt them for your legal aid group. The trainings, the latest calls we are putting here. And so you can come to this page and see what we have been training on. A lot of this is technical, and then some best practices calls. Like we had a fun call last December on simplification with Jim Sandman, for example. And we just had a really great one on user feedback, where ILAO also shared. So there's a lot of materials that you can use on your own, and there's more. We have a library, and you can I'm not logged in. So we have a library. So in the library, you can also find a lot of materials, recordings, how to get started, job descriptions, considerations about staffing, who's going to be the developer, who's going to be the project manager, and all of that. And when we sit down to talk in 2 weeks or 3, I'll give you a quick overview of that, because the training is going to be very technical, and we're not going to talk about the infrastructure or how you set up a project for success. And that's what I want to make sure you know, so that as you're thinking about your project, you're not just focusing on the forms, which are super important, but also on the overall resources and infrastructure you would have to have a successful beginning, middle, and end from the perspective of the justice traveler that's coming to the forums to get a particular set of legal documents created, but they're on their way to something else. So, we are pivoting in LHI to a business to business platform. And so going forward, so there will be subscriptions to LHI, and we will offer different level packages that really depend on the volume of interview use. We have a package that we call a starter package, which will be for groups that are using a minimal, they're not using a lot of our resources. And so as we discuss one-on-one, I will share with you what we call our creator guide that will give you all the background on that. It's quite likely that most of you that are starting projects will be on the starting packet. Many of you in the call have already made a one-year commitment on their basic package or even advanced package. So, but you can review that here. And we're putting, we are very much a value-driven technology company. And these are some of the LHI values. We really prioritize security and privacy of the data for our end users. We don't sell it. We commit to that in writing. And, we do a lot of security work on the back end of LHI and monitor the system super closely, very, very, very intensely. I would say we're probably in the legal aid world one of the most intense in terms of resources in that area. And we also believe that all end users need support. That includes your developers and also includes your end users. We work closely with Capstone in terms of scanning for common errors. And whenever we get feedback from an end user or we notice something on the back end that needs your attention, we will bring it up to you. It could be a minor wording change, or like it could be like such and such court doesn't want to take this name change form because they say the title is wrong. We would get back to you so you can review that. Or a more technical issue, hey, your interview is throwing this error, we're seeing it come up, can you take a look? This is how you may want to approach reviewing it or fixing it. So we provide different levels of support, but we believe that to run a successful document assembly platform, you need support. And so we're committed to that. And the other thing is that in Pro Bono Net, we have a broad network because we just don't do forms, we do other types of technology. So as much as we can, we're trying to always elevate your voice and share with you the good things everybody in the community is doing, but also let you share when you're working on a new innovative project. So we try to maximize your voice, we try to connect you with our network, and we feature you or invite you to panels, and we want people to see the good work you're doing. And that's part of working with us at LHI, is that you will be immediately part of a broader network of really amazing people, not necessarily just on the Pro Bono Net staff, but across the legal technology world, so to speak. So I will stop there. You can look at this. Really encourage everyone. I know that I did some approvals yesterday on the email list. That's how we mostly communicate. I'm not logged in, so I cannot share you, but when you log in there, you can go to the email list and request membership, and you can see the archive. That's how I will be sending whenever we're doing updates on the system, or when we're doing a training, or where we see something that we think merits the document assembly community as a whole. And so just make sure that you join the email list, and I will stop now and let Mark and Bart go over the syllabus. And also at the end, I want to hear where people are in terms of availing themselves of the licenses, if there's anyone that needs anything on that regard, and any of the other things. Like I said, the server access I will approve probably after this call. But if there are other things that you need help with getting set up, we can do that at the end. So Mark and Bart, do you want to take it over? I'm gonna stop sharing.
Sure, this is Mark. I'll start at least. Now that we've gotten through the trickiness of GoToWebinar, everything's going to be downhill, technically. Like Claudia says, Law Help Interactive is a lot more than the technical stuff we're covering in this course. But the technical stuff is kind of a core. If you want to create content and maintain it, you need to learn how to use our main platforms, which these days are HotDocs and A2J. So what I want to do quickly is just touch on a few key documents that should guide your experience in the course and make it as explanatory and as fun and educational as possible. Probably the most important is this thing called the training schedule. We've done this online course now for, I think, over 5 years. We've had about a half a dozen of cohorts like you coming through it. It's mostly a self-guided, do-it-yourself course, supplemented by weekly meetings like this, where we can talk about what's going on, and you can show your work and ask questions, get support, and we can also help you in between these weekly meetings as well. But it's a 7-week course. We're at the beginning of week 1, and this schedule is designed for you guys to explain exactly what should be happening at the beginning and during each week. The basic scheme is there are recorded videos for each week. There are tutorials in HotDocs, at least, that come with the software that we ask you to do alongside. And there are materials and homework for each week. I'm going to show you quickly each of those. But one key diagram I like to bring up is just how does this flow, right? So here we are at the beginning of week 1. And there were some things we asked you to do before the beginning of this week. Today, we're doing the introductions and giving you an overview and previewing this week. In the middle of the week, you need to watch the recording of the first class, what we call Lesson 1, and do the Lesson 1 homework. And then we will reconvene exactly a week later, next Wednesday, October 5th, and go over the homework. And we ask for a volunteer or two each week to show what you've done and any breakthroughs or problems you've encountered. We have some discussions, and then we preview the next week. And this iterates all the way through to the end of week 7, and that's the basic flow. So this is kind of a key document. It's got links to most of the things you need to know about, like the homeworks. Claudia showed you the Law Help Interactive Resource Center, which has some of the same material. That's where you can find this schedule if you don't already have it, and you can find links to the videos. The second document to show you is the syllabus, and this is a much more detailed description of what's covered in each week. This does not have dates because it's meant to be a evergreen online training course that people can do what they're totally on their own without being part of a cohort like you. And once again, it's got links to the videos for each week and a more detailed description of the topic covered. And it tells you what the homework is associated with this particular week. So this is what you're in for. The first 5 weeks are mostly about HotDocs, although we will get to an introduction to A2J and Jessica at the beginning of the 3rd week. And then the weeks 6 and 7 are entirely A2J. And we encourage everybody to stick around for that, whether or not you're directly using A2J, because it's a major component of Law Help Interactive, and many things you may want to do are best done with A2J rather than HotDocs. And finally, the 3rd document I'll show you is an example. For each week, we have these materials and homework. And it's all kind of repetitive, but once again, it has the recordings and the links to the recordings to watch. And there's some auxiliary material attached. And then critically, it's got the homework. And this really is a step-by-step guide to the steps you should be taking at this stage of the course. And you'll find it's mostly replicating what was demonstrated in the video. And so watch the video, do the homework. If you get confused, go back to the video, and then be prepared to come to our group meeting the end of the week to ask any questions and celebrate any successes you have. So I'm going to stop there. Bart, do you want to throw in any supplemental guidance or commentary?
Nothing from me.
All right, Jessica, anything from you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so Claudia, back to you. Any further conversation you want to facilitate? We're here for you.
Sorry, I was muted. So the only thing I wanted to say is that as you're working through the outline, if every week you can block out maybe 2 to 3 hours a week of quiet time to focus on this, that would be really helpful. Some of you may need more time, some of you may need less. It just depends on, you know, how you pick up the skills that we're gonna be doing in the videos in terms of using this software. But really think about it as if you're learning a new language, that the more you practice, the more time you spend, the more you will learn. And so try to work with your manager, if you're not a manager, to block that time for yourself for these next 8 weeks. And the homework, it gets harder as we move along. So don't skip it, because if you skip it, you won't learn the basics. And so then when we get to the more advanced, and I speak from experience, then you get more overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So if you can start keeping up with the initial homework, which may seem simple, just do it, and then it will work, you know, when you come back for the more advanced lessons. And in the meantime, you know, we'll be checking in on Wednesday and we'll have the opportunity. But if somebody is trying to do something more advanced, because I realize that we have some folks here that may have already worked with the software, if you're trying to do something more advanced and you want us to, you want to get there, you want to go there, email me and we can connect. You know what I mean? If you're feeling that, okay, this is not keeping the pace, this is done so that you can learn how to do some basic forms and some of the basic logic and a little bit on setting up the dialogues, and then learning how to do the basics of A to J author. We're not gonna do a lot of advanced stuff. There's the videos where we're showing some of those more elegant things that you can do with these two very powerful softwares. But just reach out, because we can help you tap at a different level if you feel that this is not at your level, because you already have a lot of experience and have done this work. So just putting that out there, and don't be shy. You know, these are your 8 weeks to learn this, and we want to walk right next to you and be with you as you develop the skills, and then you develop a plan for your project. So let's open it up in terms of, did anybody having any software issues or anything else? Everybody got access to A to J author, hot dogs. Do I need to approve anybody to the site? I'm gonna go log in and check if there's anyone pending. And I will be doing, anybody had questions about signing up for LHI? So
This is Jessica. This is
Go ahead.
Jessica. If you guys have any questions about how to register for A to J author, or if you're having any issues, feel free to email me. Our registration for access to the software is different than what Claudia is talking about for the LHI site and the developer portal. You'll have to go to atojauthor.org. Under the author tab, it gives you it'll walk you through the author registration and how to create an account, and I have to approve you then for access to the software. Everything else on our website is open. So if you have any issues, just reach out.
Well, I initially had one issue. This is Eric Nickel. It was not letting me create a variable at first, but that was resolved when I turned off collaboration in OneDrive. So that was giving me a lot of problems until I called HotDoc support and they walked me through it. So if anyone else is having that problem, fair warning.
Thank you, Eric. And I'm gonna show in the screen, I'm trying to grab the screen, just show you the LHI side, it's a different side than the support center. And so to sign up, you just need to go, I just wanna show because I know some folks were having some folks were having issues with the login for developers. Hold on, it's not letting me share. Show screen. I wonder. Mark, can you stop sharing so I can show?
I stopped sharing a while ago.
Okay, waiting to view
Wait a
Mark
second.
Lauritsen's screen.
Hang on a second. Let me make you the presenter, Claudia.
Okay, thank you. Okay, here we go. So this is the Law Help Interactive site, lawhelpinteractive.org. If some of you are working on local situations where you're very close down to the internet and you need to have our DNS so that your technology group can approve it, let me know. I can give you that IP address so it can be cleared. But those are details. If you want to sign up as a developer, you just come here where it says developer, and then you will fill out a form. And you know, the most important thing is to pick the state that you're working in. In LHI, we think of every state as a community. So when you are, let's say, in the state of Illinois, everybody that's a developer for the state of Illinois will have the same level of authorization to touch that content as a developer. And developers have superpowers because they can upload and they can delete and they can update content. So make sure when you're working there, if you are looking at forms that are not yours, it will tell you who the owner is. You will know who uploaded it. And if you, so make sure that you don't delete it or something by mistake. It's very important to think about the title that you give your forms, because in legal, everything sounds the same. Motion for child support increase. It will sound the same in 50 states or what have you. So you may want to be very, clear on your titles and select a state, and then you will select, the account type will be developer. And so you will get an email from us once we approve you. Temporarily, the account will be there, but you won't be able to log in until I get in the backend and approve you. And then once you get in, you will have parts of the site that are only for developers. Two of the main things that you will see is the developer portal. And the other thing is that we like to give you data. I'm like a data fan. So we will give developers a back-end look at the reports that are getting produced in what we call our ELMA log system. You will see what's happening with your templates if there's anything going on. And as you learn to work with the system, you will realize that there's a lot of ELMA logs that don't necessarily impact the user or impact the template, but there are known ELMA logs that mean that a template is having like a common issue. So we gave access to developers on the ELMA logs because sometimes you put up a template and something is left unhinged. And if you look at when you're tested before you make it go live, you can quickly see, oh, this is the issue, and you can fix it. So it's a way to empower you to do a little bit of QA before you publicize or post on a web page, etc. So I will stop there and just open it up for questions.
Looks like no new questions.
Okay. Okay, so if anybody needs anything between now and next week, let me know. And if you have not signed up for the list, please do so. And then also sign up, to join the page, the main page, so you can get access to all the training materials. And we don't need to go on longer than we need to. So we'll end here unless anybody else has any general question. And we'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon and then do the videos and get ready for next Wednesday. And we'll use the same set. So you're signed up for the 8 sessions. So I think you'll get a reminder, but you don't need to sign up to another webinar.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And the trainings are recorded, by the way, Jennifer asked. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll post them in the folder where the day that they happen, I'll post them in that folder.